Coming up in a moment, the war on Boko Haram continues as the Nigerian President Muhammadu Buhari makes a 2-day stop to neighboring Cameroon. Then it's been over a week since the Burundi presidential elections held. But what's happening now? We bring you the latest from the capital, Bujumbura. And later on, it's a sad day for the Al Jazeera journalists and their supporters as the retrial date has been postponed again.
We don't even know why the court door is locked. We were not informed officially by anyone that the court has been adjourned.
Broadcasting from Lagos, Nigeria to viewers around the world, this is Network Africa. You're welcome to the program right here on Channels Television with me, Cynthia Are. Now, the president of Nigeria, Muhammadu Buhari, continues to make moves to counter the Boko Haram insurgency. The latest is his trip to Cameroon, where he and his Cameroonian counterpart pledged to improve the exchange of intelligence and security cooperation along their border. In a joint statement, President Buhari and his Cameroonian counterpart, Paul Biya, both expressed support for a planned regional task force to fight Boko Haram. This is the president's first visit to Cameroon since he won the election, and Nigerians residing there are hopeful that the outcome will be fruitful.
No matter anything they are discussing, I pray that they should talk about security, because mostly it's what we needed here, both here in Cameroon and Nigeria. Because it's not good for the two countries to be facing the issue of Boko Haram. It's good they look for the solution and tackle it once and for all. I'll be happy if that happens.
Now, just like that, Nigerian residing in Cameroon said there is indeed need for something to be done as quickly as possible to address the Boko Haram threat, because since May the 30th, a day after the president took office, a total of 716 people have lost their lives to the insurgents. Here's a table which clearly shows that Borno State, which is where the command center was moved, has been hit the hardest. Now, from what we're seeing on that table, Borno State has had a total loss of 467 lives. Gombe State has lost about 90 lives. Plateau State has lost 52 lives. Yobe State 40, Adamawa the same, Kaduna 27, bringing us to a total of 716. Well, for more on what's happening as regards the president's move in addressing security, we're joined from our Abuja studio by Dr. Femi Adebulu. Dr. Adebulu, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure. Now, what are your thoughts on the president's approach in tackling the Boko Haram insurgency?
Well, it's the right step in the right direction. What the president is doing right now, especially against the backdrop of the fact that before now, both countries have been trading blames as to who is to blame for these crimes being committed, and they commit a crime in a particular sovereignty, they run to another. And now, when we now also view the fact that boundary and territorial sovereignty have been the last vestiges shielding Boko Haram from actually being routed. So we will see the effort of president as a very good one, especially at this time. But that is not the only thing that we bring a stop to insurgency in Nigeria.
Now, I will come back to ask you what your suggestions will be, but just before that, I have to point out that some analysts are actually critical of the president. They're saying that he did not necessarily make the best of his trip to the United States, leveraging on the fact that he should carry out an investigation on the military based on allegations made by Amnesty International. That's in order to win the support of the United States. Do you share that view?
Well, the allegation itself by the Amnesty, some of us received the allegation with misgiving, because there is no state of war that you don't have collateral damage. Okay, so if such has happened, and the amnesty is now coming, putting the blame on the Nigerian military. It's somehow unfortunate, because there is no how you can even rout the Boko Haram who use human shield, for instance. There is no clear-cut place where you get the Boko Haram individuals to wage war against them, because we are not fighting conventional war here. So if one way or the other, in the bid of the army to rout the Boko Haram, one or two people or some individuals also are caught in the crossfire. This thing happened all over the world. So that is the reason why I see the allegation of the international community, especially the Amnesty International, as tendentious.
But in truth, we have figures here showing that we've lost about 716 Nigerians since May the 30th, a day since the president took office. The bigger picture, which is what these analysts are saying, is go ahead and commence these investigations so that you will get the necessary support looking at the bigger picture. So what I'm asking you exactly is, in line of what the goal is, would you say that an investigation should just proceed based on what the benefits that Nigeria stands to gain could be?
Yes, if you are right, I'm not averse to conducting investigation, especially to knowing whether there was any deliberate action by the soldiers at maybe killing particular people or under the subterfuge of chasing the insurgents. So that's okay. Investigation is okay about that, if that is one of the reasons that will make those who want to partner with us to be able to rout the evil people out of our land. If that is a prerequisite, no, they should go ahead. If there is any deliberate attempt to kill people who are not connected one way or the other with our enemies, let them go ahead. I don't think anybody is averse to the investigation being conducted, if that will help us and give us the way out.
Well, Dr. Adebulu, just before I let you go, you mentioned that there's more that you think should be done. Could you share with us what those are?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, his journey to our neighboring countries all this while, for instance, can only stop Boko Haram that are coming in large number into our territory to perpetrate mayhem. Okay, those who come individually through our porous borders, for instance, because even if you still go to some of our borders now, we really don't have any check. The small arms are still coming almost on a daily basis. These things are being traded here and there, and individuals are now being enveloped with a view to detonating these things, in situations where they can have maximum effect. So how can we, stem those ugly tides? Because his trips will only stop people who are coming in large number. So we prevent them from coming to our territory. But those who come in drove, one by one, disguising here and there, penetrating and entering into us unknowingly, without us knowing. So how do we stem those tides? Obviously, his alliance with our neighbors cannot stop this one.
Well, Dr. Adebulu, thank you very much for your time. We appreciate your inputs right here on Network Africa. Thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
Well, still to come on Network Africa. It's been over a week since the Burundi presidential elections took place. But what's happening now? We bring you the latest from the capital, Bujumbura.